This is the World Cyber Games 2012 Grand Finals, live from Busan, China. And it's time for the finals of World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joining me is Rambo. Two teams are about to face off for the grand prize of $28,000. One of them from Russia, the other from China. They have a history in this tournament. They fought each other in the group stages. This will be a rematch. This will be an excellent rematch indeed, Rambo. Seeing the different play styles of these two teams. The Asian team's kind of favoring more of the open map styles. The Russian team loving more of the closed off, close quarter type combat. And there we see the team from Russia, the Red Rush. The semifinal, they did defeat the team from the United States of America, Fulcrum Gaming, 3-0. Fulcrum did place third. They did defeat Anubis Empire. Naming off the different players here from the Red Rush, we have Amelka. To his left, it is Killeroid. The third member of the team from Russia. It is Deluxe. And his teammate giving a quick little eye wave to the camera there. It is LeBois. And the fifth member of the Red Rush team from Russia. It is Inspiring. And the last two members of the team, the Red Rush. It is Eclipse. And to his right, the seventh member. It is Angel Killer.
The Russian team, it looks like they're all in good moods right now. They're the favorites heading into this tournament, and proving rightfully so. They've beaten all their opponents. Again, this is a rematch from yesterday's match. Red Rush defeating WaveKnight yesterday 2-0. And something I just want to point on what you said. Two different completely styles of play. We've got WaveKnight. They like to play really aggressive. You mentioned they like open style maps. They don't like to hide behind corners and scrap for fights. They like to get in the open, try to outmaneuver their opponents and fight them out front. Where Red Rush, they're the more patient team.
Here we have from WaveKnight, it is Firestorm. And to his right, fellow teammate giving a wave at the camera, it is Unicorn. Third member of Team WaveKnight from China, it is Avenger. Unicorn and Avenger working together a lot on the different maps here at this tournament. GY. Quite a name, we used to call him GY for short. Fast action in the battle here, there's World of Tanks. Purple Fox, giving a nice salute to the crowd here. The place is packed right now in China. We're definitely cheering on the home team here, WaveKnight. Six-member Sam usually plays a light tank scouting for Team WaveKnight. And last but definitely not least, it is Brave Rabbit, usually rounding out the light tank squad.
And that's the light tank squad. It's going to be crucial, especially in the beginning part of the map. In these rounds, the light tanks obviously going to be the scouters of the team. They're going to try to get ahead, scout out where the opponents are, eliminating portions of the map piece by piece. But at the same time, we saw the Chinese team getting over eager there, trying to get too much information and getting picked off, and then essentially leaving themselves in the dark. And so the Red Russian team and the Chinese team, I believe we're going to see some crucial beginning early fights amongst the light tanks. So those one-on-one battles, whoever wins those is going to give them a one-up off the bat.
Like we talked about earlier, Amstel is more of a closed-off type map with a lot of cover. This is not a map good for artillery. And I don't think any of the team teams here will choose any artillery type tanks. Being able to use that cover and also using the map elevation to be able to target the different tanks and be able to scout where your enemy movement is will be crucial here in this game. And of course that town center area in the middle, not much cover there. Usually one of the tanks will be put into position to be able to cover that area in case anybody feels they can get a nice flank using that center area, but usually it's not the case. And I feel that the Russian team, the Red Rush, will feel more comfortable on this map compared to WaveKnight.
Yeah, we did see this map played between them earlier yesterday, and the Chinese team, they tried to set up an ambush, but Red Rush had a perfect trap for them, baited them in, and then flanked them from different sides.
The countdown's over, the game has started. This will be a best of 5. The first to 3 wins will take home the $28,000 prize and bragging rights, being the WCG Grand Finals champion here for World of Tanks. Killeroid moving around the corner here, going to get in position to try to scout anybody moving across the center area in case there's any kind of rush from WaveKnight. He does fire off one shot though towards Unicorn. And he's going to move into this position that we see a lot of tanks move to that gives nice elevation over that town center area, plus really great cover. Brave Rabbit, GGGY, Purple Fox moving together as a squad. Brave Rabbit staying behind the 2 heavier tanks there, making sure he does not get hit. Light tanks usually one hit and you're down. Of course, depending on the fire that hits you, but light tanks are more, their strength is definitely their speed, not their firepower. Killeroid in that position that we talked about before. LeBlanc positioning himself on the left side with cover, but being able to look down that road while at the same time the rest of the Russian tanks are positioning themselves on the higher area here. Eclipse staying behind his teammate. However, moving out now, trying to spot the tanks that are just behind this cover here, Rambo. He might be able to scout around here, but if he takes a shot, he's going to go down. Eclipse biding his time, staying behind cover here. Purple Fox taking point, trying to pop out, maybe get a first shot. Pops a little bit out here, does not get a good shot though. Eclipse not fully committing yet. Back and forth, waiting for somebody to peek around the corner here. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left on the clock. Melka in front of Deluxe, covering the rear of Eclipse. Purple Fox is going to push forward though. Moves a little bit back, trying to bait, see who is there, who's going to fire. Sam having the rear here as a light tank as well. Shots fired though from Deluxe. He did get a hit. Not too much damage done though. Moving back and forth, that diagonal position here. Still not a clear shot for either team. Shots fired from the Russian team here, but still a back and forth, bit of a stalemate between these 2 teams. Another shot fired, did land, another shot fired, another land here. About 70%, 50% health left for the Chinese tank that's taking point. They are pushing in 4 tanks against 2 right now. Light tank taking a couple fire himself. The first Chinese tank is going to go down though. They're going to continue to push against the Russian tank. One shot does go down. Less than 50% health. One more shot, he is down. Russian tank does go down here, but moving in, trying to get more damage against the rear of the push from the Chinese. Another shot fired, gets a good hit there. However, taking a lot of damage from the rear. It's only a light tank though. He feels he can absorb it. One more shot, the Chinese tank will go down. Focuses on the light tank, however. Continues moving. Waits for the shot, waits for the shot.
Oh, nice, he's got the ram damage. More shots, a couple more rams here.
Light tank trying to maneuver around, not getting rammed again. Taking more damage from the rear helmet, less than 50% health. Gonna get ram damage again on the light tank in front of him, just surrounded by 2 light tanks right now. Gets the ram damage, he is destroyed. Deluxe did take down one of the Chinese light tanks. WaveKnight has only 3 tanks left. The Russians with 5. 5 minutes, 36 seconds left on the clock. Kappa next to the church, taking some cover here. Not enough cover though. He is down. Tank that destroyed him though will get destroyed by the Russians. They want vengeance. 6% health left. He's waiting for the shot. Shot goes down. LeBlanc gets the kill. 1 Chinese tank left. 3 Russian tanks in the Chinese spawn point, WaveKnight spawn point here. And now it's just a matter of time before the Russians secure a victory of the first map, getting the first game of this best of 5 series. And there's the match victory for the Russians. Rambo, like we said earlier, this map is their territory.
Yeah.
And we saw that execution here. I hope it's not a shutout. I hope we have a great matchup between these two teams. WaveKnight proving that they are a force to be reckoned with. They did take down the newest Empire. But the Red Rush is the favorite team in this tournament.
Yeah, the Red Rush, like you mentioned, they like the close quarter combats. They're just better suited for that style of play. I feel like they're in better position on these close quarter maps because they have those outnumber situations. The Chinese team, they're playing aggressive, but it's not going to work on these maps. It's not going to work versus Russian style of play. So they've got, next time they play something where it's close quarters, they've got to change up their game plan and possibly play a little bit more passive because we've seen it yesterday, we see it today. Red Russian team is just such a solid team defensively.
That push that WaveKnight had, it was the right idea. But what happened is it left them too exposed. They only had 2 tanks from the Russians that they spotted. They moved in for the kill. But the rest of the 5 tanks that were left were able to position themselves around the Chinese force that had pushed in. And because they were in a better position, the Russians were able to finagle themselves into better shots, better cover, and afterwards securing the victory by moving towards WaveKnight's base. WaveKnight discussing to each other a strategy, what to fix, what went wrong that last game there. The Russians looking pretty relaxed here. Apologize about my voice, guys. Caught a little bug here in China, but the show must go on. Too excited about World of Tanks to say no here. We are in the finals. Prokhorovka will be the next map. This is an open tight map. This is WaveKnight's territory.
Yeah, this is perfectly suited for their style of play. And right now, before every match, each team has up to 42 tier points to choose their 7 tanks from. Common strategy we've been seeing is 5 heavy tanks equaling 8 points, 40 points, and then the 2 remaining points, they'll use each point on a light tank.
Now in this map, though, we'll probably see a couple more mediums from each of the team players, and definitely 1 artillery from each. The strength of the mediums on this map is their speed. Using the serpentine type movements, using the terrain. You don't have much cover from trees and bushes, but you have elevation. And that elevation can mean life or death. So many people here watching the tournament. I don't see an open seat anywhere, Rambo. So many people in the back as well watching. Very exciting to have the World of Tanks here. The WCG Grand Finals. 7 seconds left on the countdown clock. Set 2, the Red Rush from Russia versus WaveKnight from China. Will the Red Rush continue their domination against WaveKnight, or will WaveKnight put a score on the board? We're about to find out. Following Brave Rabbit and Sam. Moving speedily across the map here. The Russians moving more to the east of the map. Pushing from the east. Artillery taking position at A2. Artillery usually staying in the back of the map, of course. 2 Chinese tanks, 2 WaveKnight tanks spotted in the middle. They do see the Russians moving out. They're being very aggressive on the east side, pushing down on the road. And using the elevation cover to pop out. We see LeBlanc, we see Unicorn. Not facing each other, not meeting each other yet. The Chinese moving up on the west side, middle side where the railroad tracks are. And if no engagements happen in the middle of the map, it could be a base trade. Chinese taking cover in the village here on the west side. LeBlanc continually moving down, taking point for his team here. Not stopping whatsoever. He does see the Chinese flag, the WaveKnight flag, in the distance. Will continue to move across the fields here to the very edge of the map, looking for any artillery to take down. Kiloroid, Inspire, taking cover behind the bushes. Anelka doing the same. Deluxe moving back and forth between the bushes. The Chinese sticking with that cover. No shots fired, no shots hit yet between either of the teams. It's the type of play style, these open type maps, Rambo. It's more of positioning, finding out who's going where, and try to counter the position. Another tank spotted for the Russians. They know that they're in the mid and they're towards the west.
Yeah, and this could be really bad for the Chinese team. They're electing to group up together in that mid-western side of the map, where Russia, they're actually pushing towards a base. So if they can eliminate that one defending player of the Chinese, the rest of his team is so far behind. If Red Russia can get to that capture point, they'll win by capturing.
We saw the Russian team in the first game against the United States team, Fulcrum Gaming, push straight to their base and cap it within 2 minutes. On this map, however, the Russians are not making the full push into the base yet. They do have a great spread on the east side, being able to scout any movement heading towards them from the west or from the middle. All tanks still alive here on both teams. Fire still moving out between the bushes here. Scouting the Chinese base, the WaveKnight base. Sees one tank off in the distance. The Russian team communicating to each other that perhaps the Chinese are moving towards their base here, with the light tank that is staying behind, the tank that is staying behind towards the east of the map, not spotting anything yet.
Yeah, both teams here, they're in a stalemate. Little do they know that there's barely any defenses on either side of the map. So for the first team that can pick that up, they can immediately storm to the capture point.
Now we see an engagement here between LeBlanc and the WaveKnight counterpart. However, he simply disappeared over the crest of that hill. Shots fired, though, against LeBlanc. Shoots himself. Shoots for himself against the Chinese tank there, but is not hit. And now it's going to be a dance of death over the crest of this hill here. Who's going to get the first hit? And will reinforcements be sent from either team to get the kill on this tank? It's almost like they're trying to bait each other's team to come out and help. And who will get the jump on the other team here? LeBlanc continuing moving against his WaveKnight counterpart. Kappa looks like will be trying to move slightly towards that area. No, he's just going to stay back at his base. Amelka staying within the tree line as well. LeBlanc, however, unscathed, his Chinese opponent does go down with one hit. Very nice shot there from the Russians. Chinese are now down a tank. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. One tank from WaveKnight closer to the Russian base. The Red Rush does spot it. Artillery is shot from Eclipse. Kappa moving across the map now. Russians moving a little bit farther. Kappa under fire. Trying to change his position. LeBlanc still staying around the middle of the map here. Purple Fox staying within cover on the west side. They've been camping that village for a long time now. But WaveKnight is behind. They need to make a decision here and fast. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left on the clock.
Slowly, the Red Russian team is uncovering that southern map. Eventually, they're going to figure out there's no one there. They're going to get to that capture point faster than WaveKnight.
LeBlanc trying to get shots against his opponent here from WaveKnight. WaveKnight 52% HP at this time. He gets shot, however, and is down. 2 tanks have been destroyed for the Russians. WaveKnight is down 2 tanks, 5 left on the field. The Red Rush, full 7 tank squadron still alive.
4 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and immediately after that kill, you saw all 7 of their members start heading towards that capture point, knowing they have that outnumbered situation.
LeBois rounding out the corner here at the railroad tracks, trying to scout any Chinese resistance, any WaveKnight resistance moving to their location here. Kuroid will start the base capture. Chinese team, they still have a chance here in this map. They just need to get some kills. They need to take down some tanks, defend their home, defend their base. LeBois taking some serious damage. Purple Fox has hit himself. Kappa does spot one of the tanks moving across the railroad line. Is he going to go up again? No, he's going to move back down. He's just going to wait to see if he's going to pop his head over the railroad tracks here. Kappa patiently waiting. 100% health. His WaveKnight opponent, 70% health. Kappa crosses the line. Shots fired. Blazing shot. He is on the chase. His teammates move in for the flank. Another shot fired. 52% on the Chinese tank. Another hit. Moves in, gets the kill. Very nice positioning from the Russian team. Artillery shots fired. Try to reinforce the push from the Russians. Enemy base still being captured here. Avenger staying at that area. 2 tanks left for the Russians. Excuse me, 2 tanks left for the Chinese team. WaveKnight, 1 light, 1 artillery. Amelka Kappa moving in. Brave Rabbit will have to live up to his name. He's going to take some serious damage. Nice shot from Deluxe. And Kappa moves in for the kill. Avenger, the only one left alive. Not anymore, he is down. This is going to be another victory for the Red Rush.
Yeah, the Chinese team there, they veered away from their strategy of playing aggressively on these open maps. Instead, they played passive on a map where they should have played aggressive. They all kind of turtled up on that Middle Eastern side of the map there. I understand the strategy. If anyone comes around in that situation, they're all close together where they can help. But instead, the Red Rush were able to take out the light tanks of WaveKnight, kind of figure out exactly where they were, and then they just swarmed upon that cluster that they had created, thinking that was impenetrable. So then, WaveKnight, since they're all in that central location, they didn't have any map control. They were kind of in the dark and where the enemy was, and they just got surrounded ultimately at the end.
I had a chance to speak to Fulcrum Gaming after their matchup against the Red Rush. They told me that the Red Rush was able to study Fulcrum Gaming all last night, looking in the forums, looking at odds, and being able to pinpoint the type of strategy that Fulcrum used. Counter that strategy and win, and they did, 3-0. I wonder if the Red Rush has done the same for WaveKnight.
Welcome back to the World Cyber Games 2012 Grand Finals. We are in the finals for World of Tanks. 2-0 is the score between the Red Rush from Russia versus WaveKnight from China. There we see the Red Rush looking cool, calm, and confident. They dominated the WaveKnight team in the group stage. 2-0, now they are winning again, 2-0 in this best of 5 series. And there we see the team from China, WaveKnight.
And they must find an answer here. Their tournament life on the stake. Gold, silver medal on the line. 28,000 for first, 14,000 for second. So the Chinese crowd here, it's packed. They're trying to root on their fellow country team. But WaveKnight here, Red Rush are just looking so strong. They're winning all their engagements. They always have the upper hand in all the fights. They're hitting their shots. So WaveKnight, I think they must try something of an all-in type of strategy where they take a huge gamble, but in reward you get a huge risk / reward type strategy where there's a huge risk and of course the reward is an ultimate victory. So the Chinese team here, they must switch things up. You know, they've tried everything in the bag right now. Hopefully they'll have something else up their sleeve. And good for them, it's on steps. It's an open type of map here. We mentioned earlier that they like to fight in the open. They like those upfront engagements.
Yeah, in the last map, it was an open map as well, but WaveKnight stayed in one place. They stayed in the place that there was cover, and the Red Rush took advantage of that. Being aggressive is not a bad thing in World of Tanks. You just have to do it in a way that secures a victory. I know that's a bit of a generalist statement, but this is a game of patience as well. And if you're too aggressive, you could be caught out of place and suffer for it. And that's what we've seen the Team Red Rush do, is they have pretty much found the mistakes of WaveKnight, executed great strategies against some great flanking maneuvers, so to win the first 2 games. But here we go. $14,000 is secured for either of these teams for second place. They are fighting for the rest of that $28,000 prize pool here. And of course, the bragging rights to be the first World Cyber Games champion of World of Tanks. We see the Russian tanks moving out right now. Light tanks moving from LeBois more towards the front, scouting any information. Unicorn from WaveKnight, staying just below the ridge of that hill. Shots fired between LeBois and the light tank from his WaveKnight opponent. He is hit, 86% HP. His opponent took no damage. Moving very quickly.
And I like that play by LeBois. He was able to, getting picked off from long distance. Excellent shot there by the Chinese. That's exactly what they needed. They've been constantly losing that first tank off the bat. So now in China, they need to take advantage. You see the Russian team playing more passive now. Now they've lost that first member. So China, they need to take advantage, take control of the map, and kind of squeeze in Russia later on in mid to late game.
Russia was maybe a little bit arrogant moving that fast and around, but knowing he took that much damage might have calmed the Russians a little bit. Be a little bit more careful as they move across the map. Firestorm now moving across some of the open field area. The open terrain just to cover the bushes and the trees to be behind. Obviously wants to try to scout to see what is happening on the map. Where are his opponents? One of the Chinese tanks will be scouted here. Light tank continuing quickly, taking a lot of damage though. 2 shots fired, 1 shot hits. Down to 62% health. Kappa's gonna try to move in for the kill. Firestorm was the one that's hit, moving away from the danger. Avenger from Team WaveKnight and Unicorn staying well hidden behind the bushes here. Firestorm using the cover of that crest of that hill. Trying to make sure they don't get another beat on him, another shot on him. He could go down with well one play shot. Brave Rabbit staying behind his artillery here. More open map style leaves the strategy of artillery very, very crucial in certain engagements. Eclipse from the Red Rush staying back. Kappa trying to get some shots against his WaveKnight opponent here. But still staying far away. However, his opponent does go down. Eclipse was able to get that shot, and now he's going to move in a different position. The Chinese team WaveKnight again down a tank.
Kappa doing a good job staying alive here. He's able to uncover that whole eastern side of the map by himself after his teammate got taken out. So even though they were down in number, they replaced that scout tank with another one. Kappa doing a good job staying alive, relaying that information back to his team.
WaveKnight has been able to land a couple hits against the Russian team here, so Kappa is down 47% health. Unicorn 100% moving in the area. The Red Rush moving across the map now on the east side, putting a little bit of pressure against WaveKnight if they move further in towards their base. However, one of the WaveKnight tanks has been spotted with the crest of his hill, might use that hill or his teammate's dead tank for cover. Moving further towards his base, however, Deluxe taking cover behind this rock.
I like this play here. Russia, they grouped together and then advanced as a team. So I don't believe China actually knows the squadron has grouped up here. So if WaveKnight decides to push out, then Russia's going to be closer actually to the capture point.
People watching attentively here in the crowd. Russia is in a good position on the west side, plus they have two tanks, one on the south and one to the left. However, shots fired between the two teams here. Kappa is down, Brave Rabbit gets the kill. Shots fired again. Another Chinese tank is down. LeBois getting the hit on that. He is down 54%, however. Two tanks for WaveKnight are down, 5 still on the board. One down for the Russian, the Red Rush. LeBois still 54% health. Dodging that artillery fire. Inspire and Elmka staying together here. GY taking cover behind the bushes. He does spot one of the tanks here. Melka moving in with Deluxe, trying to get the flank. Deluxe gets another hit. Unicorn is hurt. Shots fired again, misses. Lining up the shot, he does get it. Unicorn is down. Deluxe with the kill. 4 tanks left for WaveKnight. 6 left for the Red Rush. Deluxe still staying behind those rocks and cover. Amelka now moving to the crest of the hill, trying to scout any kind of WaveKnight forces here that would be between him and the enemy base. Doesn't see anything, moves back. Staying behind cover the crest of the hill here. Probably swing around. Staying below towards that road. Doesn't want to reveal himself or his teammates too much to any kind of forces that are still alive here for WaveKnight.
We do see Red Rush here making a move on the north side of the map, sweeping in. They do have map control, so they know the WaveKnight is playing passively, so they're going to be somewhere around the vicinity of the capture point. So WaveKnight here, now they're all falling back together in a central location, trying to stop this northern attack by the Red Rush.
WaveKnight's artillery is down. Wave Rabbit has been destroyed. Eclipse with the kill there. 47% of health left on Eclipse. Now Melka's going to tank point, trying to get some shots against WaveKnight. However, moving in on the other side is his teammate. Shots fired on both teams. Purple Fox less than half health here now. Gets the kill, however, against LeBlanc. Sam gets some shots fired himself. However, LeBlanc goes down. Amelka destroys Sam. 2 tanks left for WaveKnight. Amelka lining up a shot. No. It's going to turn out and go the other way. However, shots fired again. Purple Fox is down. Amelka with the kill. 1 tank left for WaveKnight. This is it. The Russian team is 1 tank away from victory. They're going to get the surround on GY here. Chasing back and forth, GY trying to get a kill himself. Lining up the shot. Gets the kill, takes down Inspire. Does get rammed. Another shot down, is able to take down Killeroid. Can he do it? GY still alive here. 2 tanks left, 1 artillery moving in for the Russians. Amelka trying to line up a shot. Continually moving. Shots fired and he is down 2%. Not moving. And there's the ram. The Russian team has done it. The Red Rush wins the series.
Yeah, excellent play there. Red Russia takes the gold medal. It's $28,000, taking the first ever World of Tanks championship, and just dominated the entire tournament. WaveKnight, they had no answer for it. The Red Rush is completely outplaying them. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in any future tournament. All the future teams are going to be watching them, scouting them. So right now, Red Rush setting the standard in World of Tanks.
Setting the standard indeed, Rambo. I wish I could be cheering right now. My voice is fatigued, but the spirit of World of Tanks is definitely alive here in China. I know the Chinese are rooting for WaveKnight here, but we all tip our hats to WaveKnight. They made it really far here in this competition. They'll be taking home $14,000 themselves, $2,000 for each of the teammates here in the team of 7. But we do want to congratulate the victors, the champions, the gold medalists, the World Cyber Games 2012 Grand Finals for World of Tanks. It is the Red Rush. Here we see WaveKnight coming out on stage now with their flag. Along with the Red Rush, they'll meet each other on stage here. As the crowd cheers for both these teams. In the ceremony, congratulating the accomplishment and what these two teams represent, Rambo. They represent another chapter in esports, a new title, World of Tanks. This title is to be taken seriously. We take it seriously. The community of gamers here in China, around the world, take it very seriously. It's great to see this type of gameplay, this type of competition here. To know that there's money to be won, there's prestige to be had in a game that's developed out of Belarus, headquarters in Minsk. And to be able to share World of Tanks around the world, this kind of competition, it's a beautiful thing, man. It really is so cool.
No better tournament to kick off your first ever World Championships and World Cyber Games. One of the most prestigious events of the year. It does replicate the Olympics. Every country has to qualify, prove that you're the best to represent your country. And Russia picks up the gold medal. Valiant effort by the Chinese team. It just wasn't enough. Up next, we have Warcraft 3 Fnatic Moon versus the Chinese TED player here. That's going to be an excellent match.
It will be indeed. So much incredible action here for the World Cyber Games 2012. We thank you guys for watching the World Tanks Finals on Clutch08 on Twitter. Joining me was Rambo, Ron Rambo Kim. Stay tuned for Warcraft 3.